It's Manny MUA.
And Laura Lee. And guess what? We got some special guests up in the house today.
Hello.
You guys, we have the Pretty Basic up in here.
We got the pretty girls from Pretty Basic.
Thank you so much.
Alicia and Remy.
Some days I'm feeling more basic than pretty.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Me too.
Most
Me
days.
too. Me too.
Laura, I just have to tell you, as you just sang, I am a huge fan of your subscribers.
Oh my God.
To my channel. I literally will just go through your channel just to watch. I'm not kidding. I make people watch it with me, so I had like a little like nostalgic moment for a second as you sang.
That is so cute.
Before
You leave. Subscribe.
People are gonna scream.
I'm waiting on my Grammy for that one. Yeah, they're gonna scream. They're gonna be very excited you brought that up.
I've noticed you don't do it as much anymore.
Oh my God, I know. They come for me so hard.
She watching every
She's
vlog.
like-
I have to go like years back. I'm like,
She's
oh,
like,
okay.
this goddamn bitch. I'm in 2017 content. I'll bring it back for you, Remy. Only for you.
Please,
for you.
please.
I'll bring
I'm
it back.
dead.
That
Thank
is
you.
so fun. Right now we're pretty fools.
We're pretty full.
Pretty
Like
fools.
combined, like we are pretty fools, right? Like that's
Yes.
the vibe.
So if you guys don't know, Alicia and Remy have their own podcast. It's called Pretty Basic. Check it out. It's here on YouTube. They have it everywhere though. You can listen to it Spotify, Apple, anywhere you can listen to podcasts. You can find Pretty Basic. We'll have them linked down below. So be sure and check them out. Their podcast is pretty amazing.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah.
When we asked people, were like, "Who do you guys want to see on full coverage?"
Girl.
What, do you guys have do you have a fandom? Like, is it like the pretties? Like,
we
is
call
there like
what
a
do we
thing?
used to call them?
What
We
do you
wanted
call
it basic bitches, but then we're like,
Okay.
we'll do basic babes.
That's
Basic
right.
babes.
Smart.
Little
Yes.
basic
Smart.
babes.
More neutral
Smart.
term.
A little more neutral. But
Yeah,
if
I
they're
like
feeling
that.
frisky, they can say they're bitches.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's up to them. They get to choose it.
I have my
love
bitch
that.
moments.
Also, we're excited to have you guys on ours.
Yeah.
It'll
Yes.
happen.
Excited.
It'll
Yeah.
happen. So that swap will happen eventually.
So you
I'm
guys
excited.
will
A
see
pod
us
swap.
everywhere. A pod
Love a
swap.
pod
Also,
swap.
low key, it's nice not to do them the same day because we've done that before and it's a
Dude.
lot.
It was a good call.
It's
it
so
was.
draining
Yes.
to try to do two
It
in one day
is.
because we
It
already
is.
block shoot, so we
You
do
guys
two.
block shoot too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You guys
Smart.
do twice a month. You film
two
twice a month?
every week.
every other
Every
week.
other week. Sorry.
Two every week.
Yeah,
Two.
yeah.
That's exactly
Same.
us.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
We do
us.
two every other week.
Smart.
Game changer.
It's
Game
the
changer.
best. And honestly, like I can't. By the end though, that second episode, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
hey y'all. I feel like I just lost like every endorphin possible. I'm like, y'all have a good night.
I'm like, be strong. Be strong.
Just
Be yourself.
No, literally, and our halfway point, we're like, you're beautiful, you're strong.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough, but we get through it.
You know what's really cool is that like I feel like you guys are one of the first like YouTuber people to have a podcast.
I do too.
Like dead ass. I genuinely feel I'm like
Mhm.
I feel like you guys are like pioneers.
yeah.
Thank you
Like
so much.
bestie
Yeah.
podcast pioneers. I truly feel that in my bones.
Oh
I
my
do too.
God.
I do too. I
Thank
was very
you.
excited to see it too.
I was
I just hadn't
too.
really seen that much before.
Yeah.
Especially it's hard to get people to like collaborate like you guys did to create something together. You don't see that much.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so
Because everyone
nice,
secretly
guys.
hates each other.
Yeah.
Girl, it's rough
So-
here.
And everyone's competitive with one another.
Yeah, and it was
Mhm.
so cool to see you guys do that. It was definitely inspo for me and Manny. For
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you guys so
No,
much.
you understand? Like me and Laura was like, Laura, like, do other best friends like, can we even make this work? Like, can we do this?
Remy
And then
and
we're like,
Alicia
but
did.
Pretty Basic can do it. No, dead ass.
Because
Like
it's
dead
scary. You're
ass.
like, we
It's
don't
scary.
want a friendship breakup.
Yeah.
We don't want this to
Yeah.
cause problems, you know. And we always talk about this on ours, but like there's literally a clause in our contracts that's like what happens to Pretty Basic if oh my God.
Are we
I got,
getting
we got an
Amber
alert.
Alert?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
no.
can we get our
Amber
energy
Alert.
now to protect how the extreme heat?
Extreme, basically protect the grid.
Protect the
Wow.
Blackout. We guys, we're in a bad heat wave right now.
Yeah, we are.
So
Turn off power until 9 p.m.
grid. Uh-oh. Thanks for watching, guys.
We've had so much fun. Wow, the power grid is going out.
That's so
I'm
crazy.
scared.
They just
Thank
don't
you,
listen.
Tyler, for
Thank
turning
you.
off the
We're
light.
turning out
Good
all
job.
the lights in the office
Other
to
than
conserve
Other than
power.
Damn.
You guys, we're in a bad heat wave. It's like we're not you. The thing is, like I know in other places it gets to like 100 degrees every day, but here, whenever it happens sporadically, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's
you know,
shocking.
it's shocking because a lot of people in LA don't have air conditioning.
No, it's
Like
hot.
half of Santa Monica doesn't have AC,
Mhm.
and it hit
Malibu-
It's
100.
so
yeah.
cool over there. That's so true. I never thought about
my
that.
God.
San Diego doesn't have AC, and they're in the hundreds too. So they're
Mhm.
literally like having people die and have heat strokes over there. 'Cause
Oh
now-
my God.
I know.
crazy.
I know. How fucking crazy.
It's insane.
I
It's
know.
literally
it's
crazy.
insane. So we've been in this heat wave for how many days though? This has been going on for a
Weeks.
long
And,
time.
and
It's
it's
been
not
a while.
done.
A few
It's
weeks.
not done.
Like 1 more week, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I need it to be gone. Okay, so what were you
Same.
saying about the
Oh, yeah.
clause?
Oh,
There was
we,
a clause.
yeah.
Yes,
So
yeah.
we have
There's a clause.
There's a clause in our contract that says what happens if you guys no longer are friends, what happens to Pretty Basic. And I remember when we were signing it, we were like, we don't want to think about that. But like
Yeah.
also you kind of have to because it is a
Right.
business venture.
Especially in this space.
Especially
For sure.
in this
You gotta
space.
protect yourself.
I think we got so lucky though. Like it was the way it came together was a team member had mentioned to us because we would always go out to dinner
Mhm.
and we would be telling our stories that we wouldn't, share on YouTube, especially because we were very PG. Anytime we
Right.
would, we're having drinks with friends and we're like telling all our crazy stories that we like need to tell someone. And
Yes.
she would be telling stories about her dating life or guys or something. And I would always interrupt her being like, no, Remy, you're not saying it good enough. This is you left out this part. And like you left out this part. Like did you mention the fact that you like scaled a wall? Like just randomly.
Yes.
So our team member was like, this banter is so good. The next day he called both of us separately and was like, have you guys thought of having a podcast?
No.
And we were like, nah.
We've never
was
once
this
thought
like
of it.
2018?
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh,
So
shit.
we had no plan. Like, I listened to podcasts. Had you at that time?
No, none.
Like,
I didn't know what it was really.
oh my
Mhm.
God. But yeah, not many creators were really doing it. I think the ones I'd listened to were like murder mystery stuff,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
or businessy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think the reason why I think it really like took off was one, also being early in it, because I do think that was a huge thing. But two, like Pretty Basic was something that neither of us had on our own channels or individually. Like together, it made a dynamic that you couldn't find anywhere else. And like it
Yeah.
brought out sides to us that like it helped us grow so much as people. Like
Yeah.
was it hard for you guys the first time you recorded? Because we edited the first episode, cutting out every every like we
pause.
didn't know how to record long form. We
Yeah,
were just so
right.
used to YouTube.
Right.
I think because we had done so many, we were so used to the long form like YouTube, and we've done so many collaborations on our channels and so many things that we were like, it kind of felt normal in a weird way.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's great.
but we waited a long time before we had our podcast. Like
Yeah,
you guys
like-
were like pioneering
Yeah,
like the
we waited a long time.
YouTube
Oh, ours was
turns
so embarrassing.
Ours was bad.
So-
Ours was bad in the beginning.
You
It took a full
you
year,
guys
I'd say.
called so we could run.
Totally.
You guys.
Yeah. So I feel that. Okay, wait. So when did you guys meet? Y'all are besties, very, very close, obviously. Like, how did you meet?
Yeah,
This
how
is
did that
my
happen?
favorite
This is
story.
my least favorite story.
Not least
No,
favorite.
It's my favorite.
So bad.
This is us.
This
I
is
was
literally
like,
us. This is why it just works. Like we had like this is
Similar
it
dynamic.
works.
I love it.
Yep.
I went to 2013. I graduated high school, went to college same year, and I was going to school in Riverside, and I knew Alicia was living in Riverside, and I like had idolized her on YouTube. She was like head bitch in charge. I loved it so much.
Yes.
I was like,
Definitely.
I'm gonna like run into her at the grocery store. Like I'm gonna like find her somewhere. We're gonna become best friends. But right as I got to school, she was leaving, and she moved to Orange County.
Because I grew up there.
Got it.
Yeah. So I was like, damn it. Okay, not my time. So I was really
That makes it
sad.
worse.
I went to school. Yeah, I went to school. I like did my thing. And then YouTube started to take off and BeautyCon 2014 rolls around. Yes.
Oh wow! Wow, iconic.
Was that the Siren Studios where everyone? Did you guys go to that one? Do you remember everyone was like in line? There was the fire marshal.
I
Was
started
that one?
in 2014 on my channel.
Oh.
itself.
Really?
So I didn't go to that one. I was like doing
Yeah.
Instagram before, like in 2014.
Got
You know what's
Okay.
crazy? I think I lived in Riverside as well in
You
did.
2014.
What?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because I moved here and I moved to Riverside because my husband worked for Amazon out there.
What?
Yes, tiny world.
Side our
Tiny,
side.
right?
She gets
Riverside.
it.
Yep.
I was about to be like, so Riverside's like halfway to because no one ever knows.
Explain it all.
It's like halfway to.
I lived in Corona,
Wait,
Riverside,
oh my
Reno
God.
Valley,
She's
all
an
that.
Inland Empire
grew up
princess.
in Reno Valley.
What?
Yes, the Mobile Mall
Yes.
was like my shit.
Wait, what about Tyler Mall?
Tyler Mall.
Tyler
yes.
Mall.
Everything.
Oh, the IE.
The
My heart
IE.
still is there.
Yep.
Forever there.
What
Mine
was that
too.
like sad amusement park?
Castle Park.
Castle
Castle
Park.
Park.
Yes.
Sad
Castle
one.
Park.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
What's that rundown ass?
Yeah, like so sad. No one goes. So I go to BeautyCon. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna like meet all these people. I'm gonna network. I'm gonna become their friends. It's gonna be great. And I go to where was it again? I always forget.
The Standard Hotel on Sunset.
Standard
Okay,
Hotel.
yep.
And I like go to the rooftop, and Alicia and then Sierra Furtado and Mia Sayoko or Mama Mia Makeup at the time. They were like sitting on these chairs, and Alicia breaks off, and I'm like, this is your time, Remy.
Go get
say
her.
hi. Go say hi. Go talk to her. Go talk to her. So I walk up to her. I'm like, hi. And she like literally is an egg train, like turns on. She's like, hi. I'm like, I'm such a big fan of you. I go to school in Riverside. Like, I just think you're amazing. Blah, 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 blah. We like, I say a few things. I'm like, wrap it up. You did so well. Like, tie
You're
it up.
like,
Let's
yeah,
go.
I'm
Let's get
sickening.
out of here. And so I'm like, right before I leave, I go, by the way, congratulations on 100,000 subscribers. That's amazing. And she looks at me and goes, it's 150,000.
I think it was two. I think it was two.
Was it 200?
It was definitely.
I keep mixing them up all the time.
I'm gonna jump out this window right now.
No,
You're just growing so fast. I can't even keep up.
Of course it's 200.
I'm so
I mean,
sorry.
what?
Wait,
Obviously.
Alicia, how many subscribers do you have now? Oh, both of you on your main channel.
I'm like 8 million. I'm just the exact number.
You're like
I don't know.
8 million? Divide
Carry
the
the one to subtract.
3. Yeah.
All I know is it's going down every day. That's the only thing I know. So we're about to go under 8.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's time for. Yep, we're all going.
Yeah. What's sad is I'm like, damn, I was that bitch and I didn't mean to be that bitch and I'm so sorry because I hate those bitches.
It's so funny.
I don't even.
That's
I don't even
hilarious.
remember
fine with it.
Oh, it's like,
yeah.
how I
It
would be like,
happened.
fuck that bitch. I'm never talking to her again.
Absolutely.
I'm
No.
sure
But
it didn't
we've
come
all had-
across that way. I'm sure you
Totally.
weren't like that fucking
No,
me.
but you're
You
not
know?
like that anyway with
truly
people.
in my head, I was like, oh my God, how did I not know it was 150,000?
You're like, I'm calling a stan.
You didn't check
I'm a-
Social Blade
I'm
before
a
you walked up to
terrible
her, you
stan.
stupid bitch.
You stupid. How could you not
I'm
know,
not gonna make
Remy?
it through this
Exactly.
podcast.
How could you not know, Remy?
That's
That's
the
horrible.
cutest story.
No.
No, it is. It's cute.
No.
Alicia, it's cute. You guys are besties now, so it's like
It's
the
so cute.
cutest
What's
story.
funny?
It's a good story.
What's funny though is like I didn't remember this, and I want to say maybe 2 years ago is when you first said the story, and I was like, what?
It
I
literally-
obviously
it shook
internalized.
you.
Yes, I was like, oh my god, like how have you waited? I think it was like on the podcast too. Like I was like, how? Oh my god, but
You're
no,
like, how many people have you told this to?
I love it. It's
Yeah.
my favorite story to tell people.
But that's when we met, and we obviously we didn't really hang out much. Kidding. But
Remy, as soon as she got home, she said, unsubscribe. 149,999.
I would have unsubbed
Ooh.
whoever that was. So I'm so sorry.
no, I
again.
love it.
But we didn't really start hanging out more one-on-one until we had a mutual friend and we had a mutual friend and Remy and her lived in the same complex in downtown LA. And I would always come and visit. I am that friend. I'm like, I will come over with nothing, spend the night, and then leave. If you see, you're just looking horrible.
And leave a hurricane behind
Literally,
also.
I'm like, yeah.
I am Alicia. It's kind of freaking me out.
The Aries
freaking me
energy in
out.
here.
It's kinda spooky.
Yes.
Because like you're in relationships, like good,
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not. Baby, I'm dating and it's
Yeah.
hard out
I'm not
here.
even dating. We're single.
I'm barely dating. Okay, so it got
Um,
downtown.
Downtown, started hanging out with Mia, and we would just go on like random Target trips because we never really had
Did
the
you
college
know that
experience.
you had met her?
Yes, like I
You
watched her
remember-
stuff.
you remember.
Oh yeah, like I was a fan.
You remembered meeting her though at that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you had that channel
You blocked
when
it
you
out.
went to BeautyCon
Yeah,
and
yeah.
on, you had started. So
Yes.
that's how you were like,
Yeah,
let me meet her.
Exactly. I was
'Cause you
still
were
like
in
a
the same
fan
business.
though. Fan
Yeah.
mentality
But
for
you
sure.
were like in the
Oh,
career.
yeah.
I was in the ring.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then we really bonded because we started going out together, and I think we had our. You know, when you start YouTube early and you don't have the normal college experience, your college experience is VidCon and playlist and
Yeah.
all of that shit. So we really bonded with being late bloomers in that sense.
Mhm.
And then from there, Pretty Basic was born.
Mhm. And then
That
getting
is
fucked
so
up at those
cool.
events
Yes.
instead.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my
It'd be like
gosh.
that.
I was gonna ask what made you guys want to start a podcast, but we know because they told the cool restaurant story how they were like at the restaurant.
I
and
know. I love
Just
that.
literally hearing them converse with one another. It's like this needs to go on the air immediately.
I love that. I like the fact that like you guys could even make that happen. It's just like, you know what? Yeah. Let's make a podcast
Let's
together.
just do it. I mean, we didn't know obviously what was going to happen at the time. I feel like it's completely exceeded our expectations
Oh my
also.
God.
Absolutely.
It's just the way that podcasts evolved too, and how like everyone now is like, I want a podcast. I want a podcast.
Totally.
We didn't. No one knew when we started. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. I also, most people don't know this. We did audio only for the first 3 years.
What?
Wow.
So just this last year, we got a studio, we got a set. I do miss the FaceTime, no makeup episodes. Like now it's a full day
Production.
It's a production.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a production.
But yeah, a lot of people don't realize that we only just started the videos, and we love it honestly. Like love
Do you like the
having
video
the
more? Or
set.
do you like just doing the audios?
I like just doing the audio personally because I feel like there's been times we've been just like laying on her couch, like looking up, like recording a fun episode or something.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's so fun, and just the vibe of it. But I will say, I think we've done a good job having a set where it still feels really personal.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
100%.
We didn't want it to feel like a
It's
set.
nice to see you guys too. Your channels have taken off.
Thank you.
It has. So, and it's nice to see.
Oh, it's
you
been
guys.
so
It's
good.
so
We
cool.
were
Yeah.
just talking about the TikToks recently. We were like, oh my God, I feel like that's helped so much. Just kind of
Yeah.
get people like, oh, I forgot about them. Like, let me go check them out. And I'm
Yeah.
sure same for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if we had a full
Which-
coverage podcast, TikTok,
TikTok.
You guys need to.
I know we
Yeah.
do. I know. It's just
Absolutely.
sometimes we like struggle with like, damn, that's another thing.
Just hire it
It's
out.
another-
Hire that
you're
out.
right.
Honestly,
That
we
is-
have
that's
to
a
because there's
hire
just no
out.
way.
Or also, I mean, we have our editor make them too. While
Yeah.
she's already editing them, she'll just find the funny bits and like put it together. So
Totally.
even if it's just giving them a raise or something and having like, I feel like the TikToks are what make the set worth it. To be honest.
Okay.
Got it.
That's good to know.
Even shorts though, like we're putting them on shorts, reels, and TikTok, all the same ones.
so they all just
yeah, we're
kind
not
of-
even caring about like
Yeah,
exclusive.
recycle it. Yeah, yeah.
just maybe
Yeah,
you get the
all
one,
over.
you
Yep.
get the one
You
content,
get one and you'll be happy.
That's me with my content now.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Y'all get my one piece.
Short, a reel, and a TikTok. The same video, and then it goes on IG story.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
You're gonna
Absolutely.
get it. You're gonna fucking see
You're gonna
it.
see
all
it
right?
and Snapchat too.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's
Snapchat.
dying.
I'll throw it on Snapchat.
It's going.
Yep.
Facebook, don't care.
Facebook.
MySpace. I'm just kidding.
MySpace.
Okay, wait. So you guys are like some of the few actual OGs who are like YouTubers, because a lot of OGs are just like Instagrammers, and they're equally as great. But you know, we connect with YouTubers a lot because we've been on YouTube for so long. So obviously, a lot has changed over the past 330,000 years
Yeah.
that we've been on.
Since the
30,000.
chisel days.
30,000?
Yeah.
30,000? So what do you guys think of just like what social media is now? It's so different, guys, from
That's a
when we
loaded
started.
question.
It
It's
is a
loaded, but we want your
It is.
honest opinion.
Like overall, like obviously picture content's gone for the most part. It's all shifted to video content. You still post your pictures like you want to, but obviously what takes off is now the video content. That's what's wanted everywhere all the time. So like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, what do you see happening? Me, I feel like on YouTube, it's changing YouTube a little bit.
I know.
Absolutely.
It's everything. I'm like, which platform? There's so many
Yeah.
thoughts.
honestly,
Yeah.
it's true. So I feel
YouTube
like we
in
could-
general, I think I literally just posted TikTok and I saw that you commented. I was like, what?
Oh yes.
What do you feel like YouTube offers or old YouTube offers a viewer that TikTok doesn't? The
Mhm.
replies on it, like, actually blew
Wait,
my
what
mind.
were they? I'm so curious.
One of my favorite ones that I saw was someone saying if they could spend all day watching YouTube and they feel like productive and stuff, but when they're all day on TikTok, they feel drained.
Oh.
And I was like,
Oh.
I could not be on my phone all day. I could watch TV all day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very interesting. And even like people just saying the community, like how they feel connected to YouTubers, like I thought it was really interesting just what like viewers think about it. Because I was like, we're not
Yeah.
talking about money. We're not talking about the creator fund or AdSense or anything like that. Just like,
The
what do you
content.
miss? You know? And
Yeah.
they're like, I want to see a full vlog. I want to see like, so I want to like get to know someone. I feel like I don't know anyone here
That's
on
me.
TikTok.
That's
Yeah.
me because that's what I pretty much commented on her post. I was like, I don't know. There was like, you know, a couple thousand YouTubers, and then on TikTok, there's hundreds of thousands of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I cannot connect over 15-second videos with
Yes.
someone, even if I watch 30 of them.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
who you are. If I watch 3 of your vlogs, like I'm in it with you, honey.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
ride or die
Yeah.
forever.
Yep.
We're besties.
And that's what's special.
Yeah.
This one doesn't realize like why. It bothers me so much how she doesn't realize like why she's so successful at YouTube. And I'm like people, like especially after doing the meet and greets that I've done separate, the ones that we've done together, and then just through Pretty Basic, like people feel so connected to Remy,
Yeah.
and it's because she's genuinely like that and
Yeah.
like talks to her viewers that way.
Mhm.
And I feel like so many people try to replicate that and they just don't know how, but you can't.
You
like
It's
can't.
because you have it
so
or you
nice.
don't.
yes. And I think a lot of TikTokers are like, oh, like this gets more views, whatever, da 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 da. And it's like, you guys are missing such a big part. Like I remember distinctly, I think it was 2016, my channel was popping like millions, boom, easy.
2016.
I was
Like-
a viewer. A both
Like,
of you.
so was
Your
I.
whole group. I was a viewer.
Yeah, you were in it.
DIY, like all
You were in it.
of you.
Perspectives,
Oh my
I
God.
loved
I was
it.
in a different genre, but I was still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I remember noticing, I was like, oh, this video did really well because I didn't sit and talk and have a long intro. So why don't I make my intro shorter? The next thing I know, my videos turned into me being like, hi, straight into the video. Like no personality was in it, but they got viral fucking views.
Right.
But then quickly I realized I was like, I can't put any brand deals in this. I can't like, the people don't even know who I'm getting views, but no one knows who I am. And I had to kind of make that conscious decision of like, okay, it's actually worth to have a 1-minute intro where people can see my personality, like leave in the bloopers.
Yeah.
Maybe it's less attention that the whole watch
Retention,
retention
Yeah.
that it gets. And I feel like TikTok is now figuring that out.
It is figuring
Yeah.
it out.
Where they're like, oh, well, it has 16 million, but like, that's not good enough now. I need to do something else. Da, 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 da. And,
Yes.
and it's been so interesting too, because we have so many friends who are on TikTok and they see us on YouTube and they're like, how you're on YouTube? Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God. The
Yeah.
amount of people
Yeah.
that like are TikTokers
Yeah.
are like, how do you do it?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
so scary out there. And I'm like, bitch, the fuck you mean? Like, this is like, to me, like, this is
it's
the
normal.
normal.
Also,
Yeah.
at least one video a week is standard. At least.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Like, definitely more, but at least.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then we see it when they're like, oh, yeah, post 5 TikToks a day. I'm like, 5 TikToks.
How?
Oh my
How? Literally,
God.
how? How?
But think about this. You don't got a podcast. You don't got a brand. You
Yeah.
don't got a YouTube channel. What else are you doing? You're posting 5 TikToks a day because they
And
take
you can.
Because
You
you
can.
can. But
Yeah,
like
you can.
if you're actually doing your Instagram, your IG stories, your podcast,
Your brands.
your brands, and then your main YouTube channel, which is the beast of them all.
Yeah.
There's no way on earth you can pump out. I try to do like 1 TikTok a day, and sometimes that may be a
Wow,
6-second
that's great.
one.
That's
yeah.
good,
I feel like you're killing
That's
TikTok.
still
Both
really
of you guys
great.
are
Yeah.
killing TikTok.
Wait, I'm trying,
Yeah, we're
but
trying.
likewise.
It's fucking hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Because it's like you're so used to like a certain type of content.
I was just gonna say I can't switch my brain to do TikToks ever. Even like we edit
So
our
hard.
TikToks in Final Cut Pro, and when
Yeah,
we hear
yeah.
like our TikTok friends are like, "What?" They're in like flabbergasted. But I feel like even when my friends do post 5 TikToks a day, there's no way I'm watching all 5.
No way.
You know what I mean? It's just interesting. I'm on
No.
TikTok all day long. It's just
Yeah.
there's too many people on there.
Yeah, it's
So I don't know
impossible.
how that's working out for them, honestly.
Also, I had this thought too, reading the comments on the one I posted. I was thinking how there's so many TikTokers who I actually like and like, I was gonna say fuck with.
You can say fuck
Oh,
with.
yeah. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we cuss,
We
absolutely.
say a lot.
But I have no desire to follow them because I know they'll be in my For You.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Whereas YouTube, if I come across someone, I'm like, oh my God, I
Or
can't.
you will lose them.
I will lose
Yeah.
them.
Lose them.
Yeah.
But on TikTok, there's specific people who like cut things or do it like random things that I'm like, oh yeah, I really. There's this one girl who does a wax dipping thing who I love, and like
Mhm.
cleaning it.
Yes.
But, like, I don't think I follow her, but like if it pops up, I'll for sure watch
You
it.
watch
Like,
every time.
So it's interesting seeing that dynamic too, because I don't like even our podcast TikTok. I think we're at like almost 100K followers, which I guess a lot.
That's
but like,
amazing.
Yeah, it's
but at
amazing.
the same time, like, I think with our YouTube minds, you would normally think like, oh, like it's getting more views than there's followers. Like we need to grow the followers. But to us, we really don't care because like
Yeah.
I feel like it's just so different.
Do you
It's so
remember on
different.
YouTube when all that mattered was subscriber count?
yeah.
And now that
Mhm.
doesn't matter
No one
anymore.
gives a
fuck.
fuck.
It's viewership, which
Yeah.
it should have been like that to begin
To
with.
begin with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
obviously YouTube was new and it's like same thing with Instagram. That's all that mattered. And now that's like tapered off a bit and like no one actually cares.
I don't get why Instagram does like in my head. I'm like, okay, if you guys are wanting to be TikTok, blah 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 blah, like why have they not switched the likes to views and plays for reels? If like my reels like usually get like 10% of the likes, right? Because it gets
Mhm.
less likes than like a photo.
Totally.
Why don't they switch? Like literally, it would make me more excited if I saw the plays
The
on it
plays.
versus the likes on the video. And I'm
Yep.
like, I don't know if they're holding off on that so they don't fully copy TikTok, but at the same time, they give no shits anyway.
don't
They
give a
don't
fuck.
give a
They
fuck.
really don't care.
They don't care about TikTok. Don't care about us.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
It's
Oh my
true.
God, the guys replied being like, "We hear you, but we're not gonna do that." I was like,
The
"Damn."
comments are. I was like,
They're like, we hear you and we don't
And
care.
we don't care.
I got a YouTube deal recently where the payment was broken down into like a system of like X amount of views between this, we'll pay you this much. This amount of views to this, we'll pay you this much. I just thought it was so interesting. And then
I've had
some
a
are
deal
like
like
guarantees
that.
we have to hit an X amount of views to get paid the full amount. It's just so interesting.
don't
Did you
want
guys?
that.
Did you guys ever use My Likes like years ago?
what's that?
I feel like I've heard of that.
Oh my God!
that is.
I
This
feel like
is
I can
OG
see the
YouTube.
logo.
Yes. Okay. So before I had a manager, this was like one of the only sites where you could like basically sign up. It's kind of like one of those third party
Like a social blue book
Yeah,
kind of
kind
vibe.
of.
Like Grapevine. Do you remember
Yes,
Grapevine?
it was like
Okay,
Grapevine,
yeah.
but it was like the OG one, and it would be like, here's your rate if you work with this brand, it'll times 1,000 views, so it'll be like $20
Right.
per 1,000 views or like whatever like that. And I remember like pushing my videos so hard because I'm like, guys, watch, like I need to hit this like
Like,
milestone.
I need this milestone.
But that's the
Yeah.
last time I feel like we ever dealt with anything like that, which I get from the brand side, especially after having brands.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, like this
Yeah.
needs to like make sense for me. So that's
Totally.
something. All of us like, I didn't realize until I had my own brand how you know, like you don't want to pay so much for it not to have a return. Like,
Oh yeah.
sure.
like
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
The ROI
Every PR is
ROI.
money. Like every
is real.
Yeah.
It's real.
Even some brands that like I work with, I'm like, how do y'all have so much money?
That's what I want to know every time.
I'm like, oh my
Where did it come
God.
from?
Like
Where did it come from?
Where does it come
So
from?
where'd you get it?
Where'd you get it? And
First
how do
and
I get
foremost, Where'd
it?
you get the money?
Oh
Like,
my god.
Especially like when the brands like have a huge marketing budget. So I'm like, if you have this big of a marketing budget, how much y'all really making?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because that means that's just allotted for the marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing.
Imagine what you're making. Like that doesn't count for like paying the employees, the
Yeah.
Making
production,
the
the
cost of
POs,
products. Yeah.
all that stuff. I'm like,
For sure.
what's going on?
That's
What's
so
go-
true.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
They must
that-
be doing well.
Clearly,
Something.
I'm like, listen, good for you.
Yeah, good for
Yeah.
you.
And I wish that was
Great.
me.
I mean, I think the one thing I've learned is everyone has investors. Like
Yeah.
everyone has
Everyone.
investors.
Not us.
Except for us.
No, no. Except for I don't
You
know.
either.
Not with
Except for
parallel.
us.
No. we're-
No.
But you quickly figure that out. You're like,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh,
I'm
got
like,
it. So that's how y'all doing that. So that's how y'all are in all the stores.
You're like, that's why you had a launch party.
yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
need one. Like, we're gonna cut across
No,
there.
Literally.
you
do it
said your
virtual.
PR.
Honestly, that alone at events, I'll even be walking around like, damn, these flowers on the table.
Ooh.
I
We
know.
could never.
I appreciate way more stuff now.
Oh,
Same.
yeah.
Even with PR, like,
yeah,
So do I.
yeah.
I'm
The
like-
boxes,
I'm like, thank
the
you.
PR boxes alone,
yeah.
Baby,
they're
hundreds
crazy.
of dollars.
Yeah,
PR boxes themselves
one
are
box,
hundreds of
for
dollars.
one box. Yeah,
It's
and you
crazy.
need the minimum and
yeah.
What?
So,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
some boxes like
that have
I-
like the brand logoing on it. I think we just ordered some. Gosh, Ty, how much were our boxes? We just ordered some with like Laura Lee Los Angeles, the brand on them, and I can't remember how much they cost.
was like $40 a box.
It was less because the box is small, but it was like $20-something. Like
just the box.
the box. It goes in the trash.
Just
And
to
initially,
recycle.
I feel like normally because
Mhm.
we've normally worked with like more collabs before having our brands,
Mhm.
you're like, no, I want a pink box. No, I want it to
Oh,
be glossy.
yes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, well, that's going to be an extra $5 per box. And you're like,
Per box.
oh. Are you like $5? That's fine. And they're like, oh shit. So that's actually like,
Wait, I didn't know they were that expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember I once did a box that
yeah.
had hologram on it. Like I had like a little holographic shift to it, and it was $42 per box
Just the box.
for just the
but you're
holographic
like,
shift.
no, we need it.
And I was like, it was my first launch. It was my first launch,
Yep.
and baby, let me tell you, my box now is basic, just all
Yep.
black.
Wait,
Yeah.
was that
And you
for
get the
PR or
product.
that was to
That was
anyone
PR.
that bought it?
That was for
Oh,
just for PR. And I
PR.
said, like, just had a holographic shit.
You quickly learn what's actually needed.
Yeah, and what's
yeah,
feasible.
especially on our side of things.
Mhm.
Like you learn like what people are going to care about and what they're not even going to show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So crazy. But I think like going back to like YouTube and like with all the changes, I think YouTube, I don't love shorts. I'm gonna say it.
Oh,
Yeah.
me either.
Not my vibe.
I don't either.
Will I one day? I don't know. Let's see what it involves. It evolves to maybe.
We've discussed like how hard they make it though. It's like,
Yeah.
why
It's
do I
so
have
hard.
to upload on a desktop to then go to, or up, I can do it on my phone, but then I have to turn on monetization on,
On
desktop.
desktop.
Yeah, it just
See,
doesn't
that's
make
what
sense.
shook me. I was like, oh my God, you can't even monetize
And
it.
you
And
can
everyone's
pay-
like, yeah, you
and-
can. And
I
I'm
had
like,
no idea too.
But
So
it's
it's only
also,
for
But
nothing?
they don't really make any money though.
I was gonna say the
Yeah.
way that they do it, and I'm pretty sure this is right, but you kind of get like almost like a bonus if they do well. It's not per view or
Oh, I
per,
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
me
you'll
either.
if you randomly see a drop of money, it's like, but I don't even know how that's calculated at all.
Like what's the level?
Yeah. So I
like, what's the threshold? Like,
Yeah.
how, have you guys heard about that the IG threshold? Like how crazy it is? Like the
Oh,
to get paid out
paid out on Instagram for like
For-
your content.
for your content.
No.
Have you
I've
guys
not
heard about
even
that?
signed
How
up
insane
for
it is?
that.
Neither am I.
It's,
I'm not.
it's pointless.
But okay, you guys, it's like so crazy where you have to hit. I think it's 150 million views a month to get paid out, like
Just to
the
get
20
paid?
to get your 20K, like that you get from it or something like that.
Baby,
150
if
million.
I'm pulling you 150 million views and you're gonna pay me $20,000, which I
And
know
w-
sounds crazy in a real world, but like if you did that on YouTube, you'd be set for like the year.
Yeah.
Like, you would never upload
That's
again.
where I struggle.
Crazy.
That's what I struggle with too.
Where I'm like, oh, I could just vlog, or I could do it on YouTube, or like, and also obviously that's our bread and butter. But then also we don't want to not evolve with the times.
I
Yeah.
know.
And that's the hard. So I do think the podcast has been amazing for us to like test the waters with shorts, which it actually has been helping
Mhm.
our podcast a lot.
That's great.
And then they also count downloads of your YouTube videos for your downloads for your pod.
Totally.
So then they
For the
pitch that
views.
to advertisers and so there's so much to it that like I don't know, but like me personally, I've only uploaded like 4 shorts, and I'm just like, how come I have to make a thumbnail on my desktop? Like it feels so
The
weird to make a
thumbnails,
thumbnail
too,
for a short.
they don't stick.
No,
Like, they
it
don't
doesn't
work.
stay. I've tried so hard. I even had my agent ask me my shorts estimate or just like average views the other day.
Mhm.
And there were some where like it was like 60, some with like 600, some with like 1 million. I'm like, I don't know where to find
Same.
the in the middle here.
They're all over.
Yeah.
You're like that plus
Yeah.
that
Divided by 12.
Divided by-
Yeah. I had no
so
idea.
crazy. I've
Yeah,
only voted
it's
like
weird.
3.
Yeah.
I've voted like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do
same.
think there's something there though, because every now and then I'll find myself watching them. I'm like, how did I get here? But I'll be
Interesting.
watching them. And like, I feel like I'm just on my phone and I happen to swipe over and then I'm scrolling and the next thing I know, it's like, you know,
You're
some
in Shorts land.
Kardashians. Yeah, I'm in Shorts land.
Wow.
So I have noticed.
I've never been to Shorts land
Me
before.
either.
Me
I gotta
either.
go.
Me either.
That's me on Reels. I'm like, oof, go on TikTok.
Me fucking too. I'll be in real land.
Yes, that's me.
And
I'm
I'm-
like,
and I get
real
scared.
land. I'm like, get
I'll
me the
I'm
fuck
like, oh
out
my
of
God,
here.
what am I doing
Get me
here?
out of here.
Have you seen the
I'm like, this
TikTok joke?
content was posted on TikTok 6 weeks ago. Get me the fuck out of here.
The TikTok joke is so good. It's like people on Reels finding out that Kelly Clarkson won American Idol.
Yes!
It's like that far
It's
back.
so true.
Or even if it is one of the old song or sounds or songs, it'll have the up arrow being like, this one's going big. And I'm like,
That was big months ago.
I wanted to say so.
It's over, babes. They're in 2020 right now, posting all the quarantine content on
Literally.
Reels.
They're making the whipped coffee.
Literally.
Oh my god.
Did you guys know it's a hard and fast rule on Instagram? If they have a TikTok logo, they will not.
Push your shit out.
They won't share your shit.
Mhm.
I kind of love
I
that,
get
honestly.
it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I
I
get
get
it. I
it.
get
So
it.
I'm like, baby,
YouTube has it too.
I
So
get
if
it.
you have, my YouTube rep told me if you have any logoing in your like a TikTok logo in
Mhm.
your short, you can't monetize it, and that's their way of telling you not to do it.
You just got to go to, what is the
I
just-
I
website?
do-
Splice.
I just
or-
Yeah,
splice.
something where
I
you
splice
take it
it.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
So that's why I feel like I normally film all of them in my camera roll and
Smart.
then I upload them to a shared album with the girl who helps me like edit them.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll like upload like 4 different videos and she'll just like edit them together and like put it back in the shared album.
A
And then I'm
shared
like,
album is
cool.
genius.
It's
That's smart.
honestly game changing.
I want a shared album.
Do it.
I'm gonna write that
Who
down.
are you gonna share it?
Yes.
My editor. Instead of having to transfer all of it over.
So,
You know what? Let's go and take a quick break. 'cause I
Okay.
forgot we were supposed to do that like 5 minutes ago. We'll be right back. Thank you so much to Vegamore for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. You guys, listen. We all want silky, strong, healthy hair. And baby, let me tell you, when I
Yes.
tell you I do, I want it to be thick
Yes.
and luscious and gorgeous and stunning.
give it
So
to us.
if you guys want to try a treatment that will actually make your hair look all those things, you guys got to give Vegamore a try, like we did.
It is amazing. You guys, Vegamore, they have a clean and vegan approach to hair health. So they use smart botanicals that promote visibly thicker, fuller, longer looking
Love
hair. And with Vegamore, you're going to get healthy, beautiful looking hair without all the harmful chemicals that they typically put in hair products.
I feel like it's amazing, guys. The shampoo and conditioner treatment is truly a game changer. The kit we received to try it out, honestly, was like shocked at how nice and high quality the products are.
So good.
Especially being like a vegan line.
I know.
That's wild. Like you don't get to hear that stuff.
You
It's
would-
clean.
You wouldn't even know, Manny.
I
You wouldn't
love
even
it so
know.
much, you guys. So we actually have a great, gorgeous little deal we have going on here at Vegamore. So you guys can give your hair exactly what's in craving with Vegamore. Go to vegamore.com/fool and use code FOOL to save 20% on your first order. That's VEGAMOUR.com/fool. Code FOOL to save 20% at vegamore.com/fool. Okay, and we're back.
We're back. Okay, so we were talking on the subject with YouTube, just all the changes with video content. This is the thing. I don't think YouTube's ever like long form content. I think it's going to be really, really hard for people to start on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I don't think YouTube is going to go anywhere as far as people watching long form content because like people are always going to want to watch TV shows and YouTube because people would watch YouTube like TV.
Yeah,
You know what I
totally.
mean?
Oh yeah.
I prefer YouTube over TV most of the time.
Same.
honestly.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Depending, because sometimes I want
Yeah.
to like live a fantasy, and I'll do the shows for that. Like if
Yeah.
I want to be in like
Mhm.
if I want to feel like I'm like in a wizard world, like I
Yeah.
need to watch a show
of
for that.
Thrones.
But
Yeah.
YouTube, but if I'm like washing my face and I'm doing like my night routine, I'm
Yeah.
putting a YouTube video on.
Yeah.
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 You know,
Mhm.
depending, I have to be like, I don't really focus as much as the YouTube content where I don't have to be as in it like I do a show.
To
Where a show, I'm like,
understand.
I think
That's
what's really
true.
you know,
what's gonna be interesting is to because obviously the reason why vertical form is going so big is because everyone wants to keep up with TikTok and whatever.
yeah,
But I think what's gonna be interesting, the same way that the idea from subscribers to viewers changed, is when all the brands and advertisers are like, well, we don't want that anymore. We want this because we're not
Yeah.
getting a return on this. So I'm so
Yeah.
curious what it's going to be like because I really do feel like YouTube is in such a special place right now that like they could really mess it up if they forget where they like really
Yeah.
Came from.
Like
'Cause even-
Instagram's messed
yes,
it up.
Instagram's fucked it up so
Yo,
They
they
bad.
fucked up
fucked.
bad.
And like it's so sad watching it decline. And
Yeah.
I get what I see what they're trying to do, but one, it's just too early.
Mhm.
Two, like even on TikTok, it has following and then For You page. Just make it that easy.
Like, it's
It's
not
that
that
They
hard.
finally
It's
get
that
like
easy.
it's like they're pulling teeth and it's just like it's not that hard. Like
Yeah.
it really isn't that hard to do everything. Like give the people what they want and have remember when the explore page was an actual explore page?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
could
That could be the
literally
explore
be
page.
the explore page.
The
It's-
For You.
Everything they
Mhm.
have is there, but they're just fighting it so hard. And I know it's just some
It's the
guy.
shopping thing too, though. The
Oh,
shopping,
even
The shopping.
It's the intro to the
Shopping.
shopping is what really I feel like fucks shit up
Yeah.
heavy.
Yes.
I agree.
So
Is
they
the
want to
intro of
make
the
it a shopping app.
They want it to be a
Yes, so
shopping app.
much.
They
Well,
want it to
even
be
YouTube's
QVC.
going to be doing that as well as
Mhm.
TikTok's
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that. Like so every platform and they all want to be the one main big app that for
Mhm.
everything. But I'm like, y'all, it's not going to be that way.
It's never that.
No,
It,
it's
like,
never that.
No, but they're really, really trying, and it's just it's sad, honestly.
Okay, so there was like this one guy that was in China that did this like live about lipsticks for like it was like I think they called him Lipstick King and he did a live for 8 hours trying on different lipsticks and
I
sold
heard
all
of
these
him.
lipsticks.
Yes.
He ended up making these companies $1.2 billion in
Damn.
sales.
Did he make any
from-
money?
And I believe he made money as affiliations as well. But I
Okay,
think they're all
okay.
trying to recreate that like magic that's
that
happening in
idea,
China. That like that
idea.
because it's such a huge thing in China where
Yeah.
like you just shop immediately whatever they're talking about.
Which
And that's
is
so
QVC.
big there. Which
It
is QVC.
But it's yeah.
But it's like the QVC there. And so they're trying to implement all those things into the apps here. But I'm like, it just doesn't translate the same.
No. I think what's interesting too is I know TikTok said, I don't know if they've done this yet, but they were going to roll out 10-minute TikToks.
oh yeah.
And to me, if I would rather watch a 10-minute YouTube video
There's
than
no
a
way I'll
10-minute
watch 10 minutes
TikTok.
TikTok.
I am
Isn't that
not watching a
interesting?
10-minute video vertically.
Isn't that
yes.
interesting?
Never.
Going back to what I posted, the comments were saying how TikTok you have to like use your thumb. So they're like, it'd be interesting if there was an automatic like
I wish.
thing.
For when I'm in the
Oh,
when I'm in the
wish.
bathroom, put my phone down.
I don't want to
on
find
Watch
the,
it.
on the treadmill.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Me, I work out all the time and I'm like,
I do.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I'm like, please fry my brain because I'm in so much pain right now.
literally. I don't know.
I have
dude.
the like, do you guys have like the thumb thing or like not the thumb, but the
Yes.
pinky thing where you like
Yes.
hold your
I
phone like
have
this?
the pinky.
I have it
Me
here on the
too.
pinky.
Mine's bad.
It's like a little bump.
I hate it.
Oh,
It's so
mine's
yucky.
there.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
hate it.
and I remember like even when they first came out, like, oh my god, look at your pinky. Do you have like a bump there? And I'm like, I have a bump.
have a
I
bump.
purposely try to hold my phone like this, like genuinely.
Just to avoid-
Yeah,
just
Now
to
I've
avoid.
tried.
Avoid
After I
it.
found that out, this is actually like not that bad now. 2 weeks ago, it was so much
It
deeper.
was indented.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, I
Mm-mm.
definitely. Oh my god. Can we ask you guys questions?
Oh.
Yeah.
Throw it back.
Absolutely.
How is like obviously you started with beauty, you guys have like transitioned with lifestyle. Like to me, it's so interesting, like how because for us, I think we've lucked out. We've always done vlogs and now they
Yeah.
happen to be popular now. You know, we did
Yeah,
it when it wasn't
very
cool
popular.
and now it's just more popular.
Mhm.
But we're still doing the same stuff. Like how has it been transitioning and evolving?
I in 2020 was like I saw beauty like phasing out and I was like I'm gonna ride that ship out because I was so tired of beauty content as it was like genuinely
Really?
like
Yeah.
you can only talk about so much, you know, until you're losing your mind. So I was like, I'm gonna just start making random videos about other things that have nothing to do with beauty, and no one's gonna watch, and my channel's gonna tank. But I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like, I'm
Wow.
always
Because you
on
weren't passionate about it as much anymore.
Yeah,
Like you want,
yeah.
you didn't
Was
want
this
to.
pre-COVID or after?
This was during. Like,
During. I feel like
the
everyone had
year-
epiphanies.
Yeah.
That was
Why
my
am I
year.
doing this?
I
The
was
year of
like,
realizing things.
Yes.
I was
Literally,
like,
Kylie.
I can't do
Mhm.
this. I was like, I can't because, and also I felt like I had worked kind of like with the same companies and the same brands. Like, what else is out there? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
And like, I'm not going to get those opportunities if I'm only posting beauty. So I like completely switched my content over, and I cranked up. I had my vlog channel, which I hadn't uploaded on
Yes.
in like 2 years.
Mhm.
So I woke that beast back up, and now I'm a vlogger now.
You're
which
like
but see, they didn't slay. My vlogs didn't slay as well as they do now because vlogs are so popular
Wow.
now. And so my vlogs like do even better now than they did back then, which is kind of crazy.
That is really wild.
Isn't
Do you
that?
feel more fulfilled now with your content though?
so much happier.
Good.
And I feel like whenever, you guys, it's hard for with your main channel when you're like, okay, I need an idea,
Yeah.
when I'm gonna
Mhm.
film. I feel like I have a wider range of ideas because I can kind of do whatever I want. And I'm so fucking grateful for my rock star audience who went on the journey with me.
Yeah.
And they were like, bitch, we're
That's
watching.
stuck with.
Bitch, we're watching whatever you
Whatever you're
post.
gonna do, yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you. Because it's hard whenever
Yeah.
you're in a genre and then you completely switch. Not that it was a complete switch. I mean,
Oh no, for sure.
I still do girly pop stuff, but it's not as much makeup anymore. And I do a lot of clothing now, which I didn't even touch before, which was just insane to me because how
we
much I
love the
love.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm I love clothes almost equally with makeup. What am I
Yeah.
doing? I'm missing half. And then I do a
Yeah.
lot of other stuff too.
Hair too stuff.
Do
and-
homes, a lot of home
Home.
stuff.
Love the home stuff.
Love
Home
home
decor.
stuff.
Love home
Love
stuff.
home stuff. And I was missing out on that world and DIYs. You guys know that shit.
Yeah.
I feel like you just saying, I just had an epiphany. There is very little to no TikTokers that I will watch just for their personality. YouTube, I'm watching only for personality. TikTok, if I will go to someone's page, catch up for 2
100%.
weeks, but if they're talking about something I'm not interested in, I'm like, boop, boop. And I
you
still
don't
love
care.
them.
You don't care
Yeah,
as much.
But YouTube, I will sit you and watch you talk about
Yep.
something for 30 minutes, even if I don't like what you're talking about.
Because you like
so
them
that's a big
as a
difference.
human.
Yeah, that's a big difference between the two.
There's so many TikTokers that I actually really, really enjoy. I don't even know their names.
yes.
Yes.
And
Deadass.
it's
Yes.
yes, yes, yes,
Same.
yes,
And
yes.
I'm like, oh my God, I love you. What the fuck's your name? 'Cause
No,
it's their handle, and they don't really, because you don't get to know them, but they're funny or
Yes.
You just
they're
don't get to
quirky
know
or
'em.
something.
Yes.
You don't
I
get to know them.
Sometimes I'll watch videos of people cleaning out a horseshoe.
Yes, me.
And it's weird. And it's weird. And it's so satisfying and it's so weird. But I'm I obviously don't know anything about them, but I'm oh, this is
I don't
cool
know their
content.
handle. I don't know their
Don't know
name. I don't care to
nothing.
follow, but I will
I don't
watch
care-
it the
but I'll
next time
watch
it comes up. Yes.
But I'll watch it. And that's same with creators. I'm oh, I've seen your content before. I think it's so cool, but I don't follow them.
I feel honestly, one of Meredith Duxbury, who we met.
Mhm.
So sweet.
The sweetest
sweetest
angel.
girl
Sweetest
ever.
girl ever.
Gorgeous
She's
queen.
one of the few people who I feel really took the opportunity of going viral and making something out of it.
100%.
And yeah, even when we met her, she was also one who was oh my God, but you guys do YouTube. And I was but
all
I was
time.
girl, what? But you're
Yes.
you're so iconic. What the
Yeah.
fuck? So it has been interesting seeing that.
But it is weird because a lot of times you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
When I met Meredith, I didn't know if I was gonna like her or not. I
Yeah,
was
'cause you
just from
didn't
her
know
vibes.
anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about her.
I
I'm am I
literally
gonna
told
hate
her
you?
to her face, I was I kind of thought you were going to be mean. And
Oh,
she was
okay.
everyone says that. But she was
that's
the
how I thought
nicest
too.
person ever.
But she was a
So
sweet
sweet.
angel.
Yeah, she was an angel.
She's so calm too and sweet, but her TikToks are very badass.
Yes, they're
very
badass, aggressive.
They're aggressive and
Yes.
badass, and it's fun, of course, very entertaining,
Yes.
gorgeous makeup. But then you're who is she?
Who are you?
Then
Yeah.
you meet her, she's
Yeah.
the sweetest girl in the
No,
world.
but I love her vlogs, so you should watch
Oh,
her vlogs.
yeah.
I
I haven't
love.
seen on TikTok.
On YouTube. She has
On
a YouTube
YouTube,
channel.
YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
not
yeah.
see
She doesn't
that either.
post that
Yeah.
often, but that's what I want. I want to find more people on TikTok and then be oh, they have a YouTube channel and
And
be
get
obsessed.
to know
yes,
who they are.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
craving that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I completely agree. I've been trying to shift more into doing lifestyle stuff. For me, I have a harder time because I sometimes struggle with finding common ground with my audience because my audience is so predominantly women and I don't wear women's clothes. I don't have really long hair.
Mhm.
I don't do as much home decor content. I don't, do a lot of things that a lot of girls would like to see.
That's so
I have
funny.
a harder time relating
You know
on
what I
other
feel
things.
would be really
That
good
is
on
really
your
interesting.
channel that would you commentating. I think
On
that
stuff.
would be really good. It
Oh.
would be a
Stuff.
good outlet for him.
I'm
Yeah.
you're the gay BFF. Tell me if what I'm wearing is hideous.
Right,
you
and I will.
commentating.
Yes.
And I will.
And I know
No,
you
and
will.
luckily that's what my channel kind of already
Yes.
is. Thank God. That's what people see me as is oh, I'm just there to have a good time with you. And
Yeah.
it
Sure.
just happens to be about makeup.
You guys
So
should do.
that's one thing that I always kind of struggle with internally where I'm
I feel right now
Wow.
with. I love this talk. Sorry if I'm talking too much.
no, this is the podcast
I'm
for.
hearing this.
I feel it's been really fun watching a lot of TikTokers be oh my God, you guys, I got invited to my first brand trip or I've got invited to my
Yes.
first event. What's it going to be like? I'm nervous.
Mhm.
I really feel there's so much room for us to be that big sister, big brother role and be hey guys, this is how it goes. It's gonna be intimidating.
Yes.
Wear
Yeah.
something you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I feel that's something that people are just interested in too, because we never really shared that. We've
Right.
shared one aspect to it, but people don't want to see the luxurious life anymore. People
No,
don't
they
want
wanna
to
know the
see.
real tea.
They don't.
They
Yeah.
also they're why are we watching influencers get pampered?
Yeah.
Why should we
For what?
care?
Why are
For
they getting
what?
all the
What?
PR? Which
Yes.
I understand. I get it.
No, absolutely.
Exactly, but I feel there's I feel like with everyone else wanting to get in on it, there's like so much that we can offer them that like they can't find anywhere else. You know what I mean? And like being that best friend who's like, I got you.
I've had
here's tips. Like
the amount of people that actually slide into my DMs all the time that are TikTokers that just like need advice about literally everything.
Legal,
management,
anything.
and like literally everything. I get it like almost every single day. People being like, oh my God, like you do everything. Cause I do, like I have TikTok and Instagram and we do it all, the podcast. So it's like we have that thing where people are like, oh, like how do you do it?
I want that.
I want to do that. Like, how do you do it? And sometimes I'm like, I don't know.
Well, also,
Truly,
it took
Sometimes
us
like, I
10
don't
years
fucking
to
know,
figure
dude.
it out.
I've been doing this shit for 10 years. I don't know. I just do it.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know, but there is like these like kind of like steps and
Even,
ways to
like,
do it.
Okay, let's say there's a TikToker here right now. Like, what would you say is a good first investment? Is that an editor? Is that like an assistant? Is that like
if you're doing YouTube, I think you have to find an editor.
I agree.
mm,
Because then also
you
like they
have
can also
to.
edit your TikTok content. So it's like
Yeah.
you're literally double dipping on all your content.
See, this is
Yeah.
the
YouTube's
shit that
so
I'm like, I
time-consuming.
feel like they're like, where do I start? What do I
all
do?
the time. People ask me like, well, what would I do? Should I get this like type of like storage system? Even like
Mhm.
things as simple as like storage or like, oh well,
Yeah.
like should I share that I have a dog now? Or like things like that where I'm like,
sweet.
I think you can. Yes, it's good.
Well, you're a
So
mentor.
I do feel like I have mentor moments for sure.
mentor Manny.
Which is cute. And I love
Make it a
it.
series.
Yeah.
Very
How to
yes.
help you bitches.
Yes.
Yeah, how to help
Yes.
you bitches be the best bitches you can be.
Yes.
That's so cute.
No, and I love it. Sometimes I do struggle with that. And like so I rely a lot on like comedic things that I really enjoy.
Oh,
to,
I
like,
love your
fun
thirst
with
traps.
stuff.
Are
like
you
the thirst trap
kidding?
stuff. Like those make me
talked about that on the
happy.
way here.
Like those genuinely make me happy and I enjoy having a
I
contact
think
that.
they make other people happy
Yeah,
too.
that's what
Also,
So
very
that's my
single.
common ground.
I'm like, I relate.
You understand?
I get it.
Yes.
The horse one.
No, it's like I'm like, okay, you know what? Like that stuff I enjoy. So I feel like I can relate on the comedic aspect of it and not so physically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas I struggle with like
Also,
the other aspects.
What makes it funny is that you're not trying. It's
Yeah, I'm
so
just like-
it's just like, haha, that's funny. And
Yeah.
I think, especially on TikTok too, like everyone tries so hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like the amount
Try
of things
so
that's
hard.
staged. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
baby,
Oh.
the secondhand embarrassment I get from
From
TikTok
stage
is no
content?
other. The secondhand embarrassment I get from TikTok
There was one
specifically,
recently.
it haunts me.
The worst is whenever they play the prank and it's like, girl,
I know.
it's
Oh, like, you didn't just, like-
We saw prank versus prank.
We know.
Oh my God.
We've been. It's so funny to see TikTok having the same YouTube cyclings
Yep.
that we already had
Yeah.
like years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is like your guys' moment now. Like this is what's going on.
Yeah.
But soon it's gonna be like this.
Wait,
Mhm.
so my thing is too with TikTok, I'm like, well, kind of Vine like flew through. I know TikTok's not go anywhere, but like musically, it like cycles through influencers 10 times faster than what YouTube does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what
dude.
I mean? Like
No.
the popular top 10.
I get scared for the TikTokers.
I get scared for
I
the
get scared for 'em.
TikTokers. So I
Yeah.
always tell them when they ask me, what do you think? I'm like, I think you need to try to do other platforms as well. as
Diversify.
Yeah, you have to.
that's what I
Mhm.
always say the number one thing
Same.
because I see the platform cycling through who's viral very quickly
Mhm.
compared to YouTube.
Absolutely.
And back in the day, like it wasn't like that on YouTube.
No.
And now I feel for new creators because I like already I struggle with my mental health issues.
Yeah.
And,
Same.
and anyone else looking in would be like, what do you mean you're so secure? You have so many different things. But it's a struggle enough with that, let alone like just having viral views on TikTok where you're not getting paid much at all. Like,
Mhm.
like, and then you're like, like that. I really feel for them because it's like, you can't just, okay, it decides it doesn't want you anymore. Or like people
Yeah.
don't want it. Or
Yeah.
Mhm.
so it's,
And that's what the
You know what's
apps
funny?
do. That's
yeah.
what they do. They
That's
like
what they do. They really
that's
cycle
what
shit out.
Musical.ly does. You know, it's like these kids are like blow up overnight and
Yeah.
then poof, gone.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of it, I think a lot of
No,
it
it's
too
good,
comes
yeah.
from them being like, oh, I blew up. Yeah, I get 1 million views. And then the next thing you know, what's that, 12,000 views? And then they're like, I'm shit. No one cares,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Like, like we struggle alone with that with YouTube like
Yeah,
views, but like at least
totally.
it's a little slower of a
A
fluctuation.
very
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that used to get, okay, it's here now, it's up, it's down, whatever. But like TikTok to go from like 1 million to like 10,000, you're like, oh, people don't care about me.
Overnight.
It's jarring.
Overnight.
or
It's-
even like for growth, I think for YouTube to become a big YouTuber, it takes, you can blow up overnight, but even then
Barely.
it's still
It's like
gradual.
almost unheard of anymore.
It's almost unheard of.
Exactly.
That's like, no way. I
And so
don't
you
believe
have
it even
time to
happens
prepare.
anymore.
You have time to gather a team. You have time
Yeah.
to make friends and network and find out things.
And just love it.
And yes, and also on TikTok, like I always say, like my Uber driver could be TikTok famous, like the
you
person
have no
checking me out at
idea.
Ralph's, exactly, that because they have a viral video. But it's like after that, what do you do? Do you ride that? How do you ride that virality? How do you become a big TikToker? You don't have any time. You you have to get a team. You have to like keep it up, longevity, and like no one knows what they're doing on TikTok.
Yep.
So I feel like that's the big stark contrast as well of like being a big YouTuber versus being a big TikToker.
Even Meredith, when we were on that brand ship talk, we were picking her brain so much. We
I
were like,
love it.
tell us everything.
Yeah.
And it was just it was just so exciting, and I missed really like sitting with other creators and like talking about that stuff. But she was like, yeah, I'm really trying to like do a little bit more with this. I have my vlog channel. I don't know. And like, that was at the time when she first started talking in her videos. And she's like, yeah, I'm trying to like talk more in my videos. I was like, no, keep it. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like even just small little changes like that to really like show people who you are and be memorable, because it like, obviously, like I always think of Alex from Target, like how he had his like moment.
Yes.
Which,
Yes.
if he doesn't want that moment, that's fine. But I think that happens to a lot of people where they're like, oh, cool, I'm set for life. I've made it in Hollywood.
I'm like, for 3 months, babes.
Yeah.
3 months,
If
you're
that.
set.
If that, I was like, if that.
Yeah.
A month.
Even we have a special we have a manager in the room right now. She has a special talent.
Oh, I'm like Simon Cowell. I have a really
You
actually
know.
no, I'm not even gonna give it to Simon
Deadass.
Cowell anymore because we saw the One Direction Nicole Scherzinger video.
Yes, we did.
Where she formed One Direction.
Period.
But I have this weird thing where I can pick
A
people
sense.
out. Yes. And I'm like, they're gonna be a star.
You know who's gonna make it.
I found Addison Rae when she had 9,000 likes, everybody.
Stop!
No.
I sent it to her. I did.
She sent it
I
to
was
me.
like, she's gonna be
She was like,
big.
this girl's gonna blow up. And I was like, oh my God, I bet. But I also wasn't in TikTok then.
You're like, yeah, I bet she is. She's great.
Yeah.
Boom.
I just know. I gotta make this a
People
business.
need-
You
I was
honestly
gonna
do.
This is your next
It's
move.
my, but I feel like once I start like monetizing on it, it's gonna go
It'll
away.
fail,
It's,
yeah.
just,
Totally.
it's just something I like to do for fun.
It's your
It's instinctual.
intuition.
Exactly,
You have
exactly.
an intuition
Yeah.
on who's got it,
Who's
who's
got
got
it.
the talent. You need to be on the panel on American Idol.
I
Yeah.
do. One day. I'll get there.
Absolutely,
The
you'll get there.
voice. Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah.
The
Immediately.
voice.
The
I have a
voice.
que-
Ariana
She
and
can't
then
sing.
you.
the gold button. The gold button.
Yes, yes.
Would you rather have, be honest, and I'll answer it too. Would you rather have 10 million views on a TikTok or 250,000 views on a YouTube channel?
YouTube.
YouTube, right?
Yeah.
YouTube.
Period. But see, a lot of people would never think that would be the thing.
250,000 views on YouTube is one, you actually got paid for your hard work, and two, that's fucking great.
Mhm.
Like
No, I know,
that's
but
long
imagine,
form
like-
content.
Yeah. So when people see it though, they think like, oh, I'd rather get 10 million views on a TikTok, and it's like, no. It's so
saw-
different.
I think there was like a meme going around that got really viral. It was like, would you rather have 1 million followers on TikTok or 100,000 subscribers on YouTube? And all of the comments, these are just like people that are not even creators. Everybody was like, YouTube.
YouTube.
obviously.
So part of me
YouTube.
wonders is the 100,000 the new million on YouTube? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mm.
And like
Yes.
once
Yes.
once I switch my even like 300,000, you know what I mean? Like
A ton.
when you switch that mentality of like, okay, what we held 1 million views to, now that's what 300, like maybe it's harder to get
Yes.
those 500,000, like, and that helped me as a creator a lot. This is my favorite thing to do ever. I always show everyone. I usually never share it on podcasts, but I purposely have never, I've never sent my money from TikTok and transferred it to my bank because
Mhm.
the joke of how much it is.
How much did you make this month?
This-
Or
no.
last month.
This is
It's actually a sick
that
joke.
I've ever made
Okay.
on TikTok. Okay,
This is the grand
Well,
total.
we can all share.
We could all share.
Like-
I'll show you mine.
I didn't even turn mine on.
It's a,
not worth it.
it's a joke.
and keep in mind, like I think about like 500K. Like I don't post that often.
Mhm.
I do have some with like a few million views. Like there's something
There's
there.
moments. You have moments.
But I'm definitely not like TikTok famous. $3,419.
I think ours is
Ours
like
is
the
like the
same.
exact same.
It's like the
Wow.
exact
Swear to
same.
God.
like
Lifetime.
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 I think mine's like 4,000.
that could
How many
500.
views? How many views have you had in total? Can you like see
I don't know.
your
Can I
lifetime
know?
views?
It can show you
mean,
on
like-
a lifetime likes. I don't know about views.
Oh, I didn't even turn it on because I remember when they introduced the Creator Fund, a
And
bunch
they're
of
like,
my
oh, it's
TikTok
fucking up all the views.
Exactly. A bunch of
Mhm.
my TikTok friends were like posting on their friends only. Like, is anybody tanking right now?
Yeah, totally.
So I didn't even do it because I also post
You
once
were
every
like-
6 months. I was like, it's really not worth it.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Mm-mm.
They should also
I
show
know, I
you
was
that.
trying to see if I could see
I mean,
the views.
it's
Well,
kind
the
of it's
past-
kind of it's just shock. Yep.
It says past 60 days.
This is what
11
I've
million.
made for September.
Oh hell
September.
yeah! $8.
We're going to dinner tonight.
Wow.
We're going to
It's
McDonald's
on
dollar menu.
$8.30.
Sounds like a latte.
That's literally a number 5.
And you've posted one every day in September.
You post a lot.
Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
That's my grand
That's the
total.
guy of all time.
you made $1 a day.
4,600 is my grand total
For 2 years.
lifetime.
I do
Yeah.
remember
years.
there was a tweet that Mr. Beast did, and he showed his TikTok what he made. It was like 15,000.
Forever.
But
Like,
And that's, like,
that was
so
at the
high.
time. That was like a year ago or something.
And
but
that's so high.
so high.
for compared to everyone else's.
And like, I know. And that is a lot of money, but like you were saying earlier, like
In
compared
comparison.
to what like
okay, that
YouTube.
one YouTube video that hits 250K.
Mhm.
It's like you would have made all that money.
Yeah.
on
You-
that
yeah,
one.
yeah,
you could,
Yeah.
absolutely, depending on how much.
Instead of the 10 million, that's going to give you $10.
That is so interesting.
It's crazy.
Isn't that
But-
crazy?
But still, everyone's like, "Oh, well, TikTok's a new thing." But I'm like,
is-
okay, it might be, but it doesn't mean necessarily it's a good thing.
But I
Yeah.
think the reason why
fuck?
it's so big, inserting so many ads would lose that viewership.
Absolutely.
100%.
So that's why, like,
Absolutely.
obviously they could monetize if they wanted to. Obviously, they're really trying to find the best way to do it so they don't
Mhm.
lose that because
they can't.
right now it's like YouTube with no ads.
Yeah.
Is what TikTok
Yeah.
is. You know, you're like,
Totally.
oh hell yeah.
Except I'm getting ads now, and I
So
hate
am I.
it.
I
I
know.
hate it.
I hate the ones that you know are like user generated content.
yes,
And it's like, thank you so
Oh.
much for submitting that. Oh, well, I cleared my acne because blah blah. And I'm like, this is fake.
yep.
Mine is when she's
Yep.
like, what do I do when I get off of work? Oh, I have an open night. I'm going to get some tickets with Game Time or whatever.
Yeah.
The sports
Yeah.
one. I get that
Mhm.
all the time.
There's one, this girl, and it made me scream. She was like, influencers aren't honest. And that's why I'm here today. And then she goes into
And it's sponsored.
A sponsorship.
I'm
I
dead.
was like, what?
Let me show you why they're liars.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I'm
It's crazy.
sponsored and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, I was just like, that's crazy. Okay, wait. We have one question we
Okay.
ask every single
Oh,
guest
yeah,
that
yeah,
comes
yeah.
on this
Yes, yes,
podcast. It's a
Mhm,
fun one. So if you guys each got $1 billion tax free, so you're not
Oh,
paying Uncle
shit.
Sam
Tax-free.
cashola in a trunk. You cannot donate it to charity. You cannot buy your like you've already
Yeah.
done that.
Like, come on,
They're
you already did all that.
family and friends. What
Okay.
are you buying yourself? Like spoiling. Mine's a yacht. I'm going full yacht.
Mine's a PJ.
Ooh,
He's got
Mine's
a
a
PJ.
jet. I need a jet.
A PJ.
I think I'd buy myself an island. Can you buy that with $1 billion?
Of course you can.
Okay.
I think.
I'm like,
no, you can.
They're very expensive, I'm sure. But yeah, I would
no,
get
there's islands out there for like
full
small
island.
island.
$100
Yeah.
Small one.
We can
million.
take my jet to your island.
perfect. And then we can
Yacht.
yacht around the
I know,
island.
yacht around.
Oh my god!
She's
yeah.
an island gal.
The one thing I
I-
hate about traveling is the traveling part.
The
I
traveling.
love traveling and like
yes,
but
being
there.
there.
being there. Like just the airport
jet?
situation. That's the dream.
With unlimited
It
fuel.
really is the
Mhm.
dream. We're gonna Taylor Swift it.
Did you hear?
Let's not. Let's not Taylor Swift.
I will say I was like the tweet that was like, why the fuck do I have to get rid of my plastic straws then?
Bro, get
I
up.
get it.
But like in a way, I'm like,
Literally.
yeah.
Just literally ban Taylor from her plane and like
I'll have a straw.
Yeah, like it handles half the
Yeah.
fucking problem.
The team did come out and say that
They
it's
rent
not
it.
all her and they
Yeah,
rent
and
it.
they
And I was
rent
like,
the- with
smart.
Jet. Totally.
But
Yeah.
They rent the
even
jet.
then, like,
But it's still like, but that, like I honestly
Yeah.
would have never thought that jets created such bad conditions for like the ozone layer. And
Yeah,
our
but it
environment.
makes,
And I
it
hadn't-
makes sense.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
it
I just never
does.
really thought of it.
Yeah.
So when it gets presented to you, you're like, oh shit.
They also fly over my fucking house like 24/7 because that airport
Yeah.
over there by
Yeah.
us.
And you literally
so-
want to scream.
I'm like, God damn it, Elon Musk!
Anytime I try to film outside, every 30
Oh.
minutes, I'm like,
and hold for plane.
Hold for plane.
And hold for plane.
It's the worst.
Or-
Actually, I have a question too for them.
Or wait, how about LAPD circling your the helicopters in the middle of the night? We
My
get a
fav-
lot of those.
I'm like, Citizen, what's up today?
Oh my God, yeah. I can't go on Citizen unless like I really have to go on Citizen. Otherwise, I'll be really scared in my
I'm
house.
to the point I don't even give
That's
a fuck.
scary.
I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Same with the fire ambulances. Like recently, especially the
Oh,
fire
okay. Up
ambulance.
there
so
where
where,
you're at.
where I'm in
Yeah.
the boonies.
So they have like
It's
fires
everywhere.
because there's more like
Oh, yes.
land.
Brush
Yes,
out there.
yes.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yes.
of brush.
Wait, what were
So
you
it's-
gonna ask? I interrupted.
Okay, so I wanted to bring it back to like your guys' friendship, and I was
Oh,
so
yes.
curious about. Have you guys ever been in like a friend fight?
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys ever been in like an argument, and like what was it? Like how did you guys like solve that? Because I feel like a lot of people.
We got in one yesterday.
Yeah.
There you go. Like how do you guys like get through it as like friends? Like what do you guys?
I feel
How
like
does
you've
it
done a
go?
good job.
I've never been able to communicate with anybody in my life, especially a friendship, as well as I've learned to communicate with you.
Same.
Yeah.
Which
It's been like, it's such a, it's been a lot of trial and error,
Yeah.
but like it's taught me so much. Even yesterday, like I started out with a text, she replies with a voice memo, and then we just FaceTime to talk it out. Cause it's like,
Okay.
don't get misconstrued. You know what I mean?
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. So it's like almost like talking it out in a more of a real way, like
For
in like
sure.
a-
Yeah, and that's the one. Even yesterday, we
Video.
were like, we should do this more often. And like, instead of, I think, we're both the same. We're like, oh, like we don't want to have conflict or talk about, like, we don't want to like cause drama or anything like
Be a
that.
bother.
But at the same time, my favorite thing ever that she taught me was she would always be like, hey, before this becomes an issue, I want to bring it to the table. And it was so nice because she's not pissed yet. And I'm also so like, holy shit, what am I doing? I don't know.
Of course.
Because that's most times, you know what I mean? We even had one, this was like a while ago. Honestly, we haven't had that many fights, to be
No,
honest.
probably
And they're
like
not like
3,
fights. They're just
honestly.
No,
like,
yeah, there's
we
like
need to talk.
Tiffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's a miscommunication in a way.
Even with
Exactly.
the podcast being like, okay, well, like if you want this guest, but I don't, or if I do and you don't, like, how do we go about that? Or like, what's the balance? And it's usually just like assuming things. So I feel like making sure we're always on the same page, like from day one, we're like, okay, we are pretty basic. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or what they think. Like, it's up to us. As long as we're both on the same page, then we're good.
100%.
Like, and one of us can't say yes and the other one can't say no. Even if it's like a deal that comes up with the pod. And if even if she like really, really, really wants to do it and I'm like, I don't feel good about it, like then it's like, okay, no brainer, we're not doing it. Or vice versa.
Totally.
But yeah, I think we've gotten really the comment about like, hey, I want to say this before it's an issue. Like you there's one I always interrupt her on the podcast. and what's fun, and one time she was like, hey, like it's not a big issue, but like you did it again, and like I really felt myself shutting down. And I was like, fuck, I felt it. I'm so sorry. Like this was my intention. It wasn't that, I promise. And then we even said that on the podcast, and then people started joining on the
And you're like,
That was a joke.
Yeah,
I
you're
love
like,
it.
That was just funny, but
Yeah.
but we were like, no, we've already talked about that. Like, it's fine. Like, we've figured that out. But
I think also always remembering that the friendship comes before the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for
So you know what I
sure.
mean? Like prioritizing that. And then also with you, I know if there's ever, I have a problem or she has a problem, I feel like I used to, when I have like a friendship fight, I would get so worried and stressed and like lose
That's me.
sleep over it. Yeah. But I think with her, we've both realized like, no matter what, we're going to be okay.
Yes.
Even if we don't see eye to
100%.
eye, we're going to work it out. It's going to be fine. So even like when you FaceTime me yesterday, normally I would have been like, fuck, I like get nervous. And I was like, hey, yeah, like let's talk about it right now. Like
Yeah.
it works. It's taken us a while, but I feel like we just like understand each other better now and we know we're going to be okay.
I think it's also, I feel so lucky that we became closer in our like mid 20s
I thought you were gonna
because
say marriage.
I
I was like, marriage.
We're basically married.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I do feel like, I've had friendships where I wasn't more communicative or I had to learn now.
100%.
Like now I know what it's like to not communicate things.
Yeah.
Even though I still feel like I still struggle with that.
Yeah.
Like now I'm like, okay, I've seen how that doesn't work out. So like, I don't know. I feel like we really care about each other.
It's a learning curve for sure.
It is for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like also like the more years you're friends
And
and,
you're
the communication,
mature.
and you like the
We
older
try,
you get too, like
You guys
You
are
learn more.
mature. Like, some people, like, no matter how long you're with them, they're just immature and they don't listen and they don't care and they don't handle stuff well and they don't communicate. It's
Yeah.
just never gonna.
I think so many people are so shocked, like, oh, you guys are actually best friends. And we're like, no, we really are best friends.
Well, same
People
with
say
you
all
guys
the
too.
time.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
the
Same with
time.
you guys.
They're
I
like,
can tell.
there's no competition. It's like, no.
no,
Yeah.
like literally
Like,
never.
she wins, I win. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Exactly.
it's
That's how
like,
we
I
feel.
won.
No, that's exactly how I
That's
went.
how
I'm
we
like,
feel.
yes, Laura. When can I share that you're doing this? Like, it's very that. Like, it's very. I'm like, fuck yeah, Laura. When can I post in my stories? Like, I'm very like, I'm that
Yeah.
person.
No,
100%.
she has one project that, like, the day that comes out, like, I'm gonna fucking shit my pants.
No,
Like, I'm
literally,
so
that's,
excited.
That's how I am with her. I'm like, when can I start wearing the hoodie and the shirt? I'm in LA. Like, I'm just like that. But I feel like it's important because I feel like a lot of times, like, you need to be able to have these communication skills to get through these things. And a lot of people, I was the type of friend back in the day that if I had a problem with a friend, I would let it fester and fester and fester
Me.
and fester and fester and fester. And so until I never talked to them again.
Yep.
And I would just dip out, and then I was the bad friend because I never communicated
Oh
it.
my God,
No.
I know.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I mean?
know.
Like that
And
was
people
me
pleasing, yes.
as a people
Yeah.
pleaser child.
Oh,
And
I
you think
it's
like,
a-
oh, if I
as a-
say nothing, it's better.
It's better.
Or
It's
I'm
better.
really
You're
good
not
person.
defending
I'm not
yourself.
gonna make it a big deal.
Yeah, I'm not
like,
gonna. It's fine, until it's not fine, and then I'm like,
it
I'm never gonna be your
flips.
friend again.
And then you're like, oh, I was a shitty friend, but like that wasn't intended. But
course,
like,
you had no
it's
idea.
just yes. Oh, I've literally been exactly there.
Without even knowing, it's happened to me in multiple friendships where I just completely like dipped out because they were actually horrible to me.
Yeah.
But I never communicated how horrible they were to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So then I ended up being like, oh shit, maybe I was a bad friend in this
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because I was trying to be a bad friend. It's because
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it anymore.
There
Yeah,
has
for
been
sure.
friendships too, though. Like, not everybody's reasonable, whether they're horrible or
100%.
not. Where
Yeah.
it's like you can't like just FaceTime them and like
Yeah.
communicate with them
Mhm.
because it's like it just doesn't work out with that person that easily as
For
much as
sure.
you'd want it to. But see, you two are mature
Mhm.
and your guys are like obviously willing to take each other's and like hear
Oh,
each other out
totally.
before you're fucking.
But I think
irate.
that's what's hard
Yeah.
with, because everyone's like, LA's toxic. Like, there's no real people in LA, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I'm like, no, there are. You just got to find them and you can't force it.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
like, I feel like truly if we like did this podcast trying to be like, okay, we're going to be strategic and like milk the best friend, blah, blah, like it would never go anywhere. Like I think it's because it's just so
Dude,
genuine.
Same.
I think that's
I
just
couldn't
why it
agree more.
works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. And I love, and I feel that from you guys so heavy
Yeah.
when I watch the
There's
podcast.
times we're like, we should
Deadass.
milk it more.
Oh, we should be filming. It's okay.
Oh, dude. You know what's funny? I feel like back in the day when I was more into like the social media world, I felt like I was like, are we even hanging out if we're not snapping it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
like the vibe almost where it's like people would say like, well, why aren't you guys just like hanging out? And like, why aren't you guys
Oh,
snapping
yeah.
it? And so I would be like, oh my God, well, we have to snap every time we're together.
Yeah.
So that people know that we're still friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that was like such a thing for so
Yes.
long. Now I'm like, I don't even feel like literally anything. And
Yeah.
I'm just like enjoying the moment. And
Yeah.
then sometimes I can be like, well, fuck, I should have filmed that. I should at least storied that or something. I should have like remembered it. But it's because I'm such a like outlier person where it's like I used to be
Yeah.
so into that, and now I'm like I just want to enjoy the ride and be there and present in like
Yes.
the friendship and conversation.
She's taught me that because I feel like you're naturally like that. Like
I just,
you're like
honestly, I just forget.
like she's like, oh, like I guess I'll film, and I'm like, oh shit, like yeah, like we don't have to. I don't know. So you really taught me that.
I love that because I
That's
feel like
so
that's
sweet.
Laura always keeps me very grounded. 'Cause
Do I?
Yes, totally. Because I feel like I'm the more like I get anxious about things and I'll get
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'll elevate and I'll be
Yeah.
like,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like Laura, I think they fucking hate me.
Oh my God, that's literally him. And I'm like, dude.
Us. No, it's
And
us.
I'm like, they probably do.
And they do, but it's okay. And then you're like, but it's okay
They
if they
are.
do.
Who fucking cares?
And if they do, who cares? And I'm like, you're right, because I have you.
My thing is with people, I and this comes with age, because trust me, I used to like would lose sleep overnight. It's like, because I'm like, oh my God, now if I go to an event, I'm gonna freak the fuck
Yeah.
out. And
Yeah.
now I'm just like, I have intentionally done nothing to this person, and if they're taking it with that I have, it's either a problem with them or if they can't communicate with me. I don't care.
That's a peaceful
Yeah.
way to live.
It
That's
Absolutely.
is.
where I'm
Like,
trying to
not
get
gonna take it
to.
personal. That's like my
Yeah.
fear. Like, unless I've intentionally done something, then I should take it personal. But if I haven't done anything intentional to someone, I'm not taking people personal. You know what people
Absolutely.
do so personal, because like so many times people do that. I'm like, it's nothing about you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Also, I feel like a lot of it here in LA. I know we're probably like over, but
No, that's fine.
I think there's a lot of people who come here and don't have friends and try to make friends, and then they're forcing so hard. They're like, "Why is this not working? Why is this not working?" And it's just like you guys just aren't meant to be like besties. You
Totally.
just
It's
don't
true.
click. You know what
It's
I mean?
true.
Mhm.
And then it's hard. They see you guys or they see us, and they're like, "Oh, like, well, I want that." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then it's like, but it's I can't say how we got this.
I can't even tell you guys the amount of friends that we have that would be like, well, like, why am I not as close to you guys as you are with Laura? And what, like,
we have a
They
lot
say
of
we have
that?
so many, like,
we have a lot
it's
of
gotten
friends
back to us that
yeah.
that's how they like we
Oh.
like oh like well I wish I was as close to you as you are to Laura,
Mhm.
or I wish I was as close to Laura as you are to her, and I'm like,
But
I don't know
just
what to
can't
tell
be
you, girl.
replicated. No, yeah, you can't fake
you just
it.
can't be, like we've been through trauma together.
Yeah.
We've trauma, bonded.
We
Yeah.
trauma
Like
bonded.
we've been through hell and back, and we're here,
I'm
and
like,
it's
you
like
sure about that?
you can't.
You sure you want what we
I was like, you can't just get there. This is years and years and years and years.
Cut to 2018.
No, let's not cut there. A flashback, a montage.
Oh, Lord,
We're berated.
please, no.
Not again.
I love that you can joke about it. That's
Oh,
so funny.
it's been luckily it's been 4 years. Like we can just kind of like
Yep.
it is what it is.
Actually, yeah, 4 years.
4 years,
Damn,
yeah,
4 years. Time flies.
Time
Yeah.
flies.
When you're having fun.
when you're having fun, time just really flies.
It does.
No, I love that. I love that you guys are just able to like communicate it out. Because I always like wonder too with other best friends too. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you guys solve? Because we
Yeah.
actually don't really have issues like kind of ever.
I feel like we communicate though a
'Cause we
lot.
communicate so
though,
much.
A lot.
Good.
Like, you know
before
what I mean?
also like that, almost like before it even becomes an issue.
Yeah.
It's like we just talked about it already,
For sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then so it never even becomes
Because
a thing.
most fights are usually that it's built up something, you know.
Right.
It's,
Exactly.
it's being like, oh, I've noticed you've been doing this, so you feel this. It's like, oh, I didn't even mean that. You know what I mean?
Totally,
Little
without
like
even
stuff like
realizing
that.
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
100%.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you guys for coming on the
Thank
pod.
you.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
It was
Can't
so
wait for
much
you guys to be
fun.
on PB.
I know.
We will arrange that.
We're so excited.
I
We are
cannot
so
wait.
excited. I want to see you guys' studio.
Oh,
it looks so dope.
I'm dying to
Thank
see it.
you. Yes.
I'm dying to
It
see
looks
Oh my
so
God.
big.
It's
Ours
cute.
is
Yeah.
this big,
We
and
make it
we're
work.
like on top of each other. And
We
you're
make it work.
so
Love it.
huge. You could do a cartwheel on your couch.
Yeah, literally.
on one of your couch.
Yeah,
I have
No,
to do the
literally.
splits, yes.
I love it. Well, thank you guys honestly so much for coming on. We'll leave
Yes.
everything linked down below. We love
Check
you
out
guys.
Pretty Basic. We love them here. Remy and Alicia will have their YouTube channel separately linked, as well as their podcast. They're amazing.
And we love you guys, seriously.
Love you guys.
And we love you
Thank
guys. Bye, full fam.
Bye.
Mwah.
Mwah.